Do you get frustrated trying to motivate an unmotivated child? Does it feel like no matter what you do, you cannot motivate your child to do just about anything? If you feel that way, you're in the right place. I'm going to share with you some really essential information to help you motivate any child. My name is Scott Cranfield. I'm the author of The Wise Best Stories, a collection of stories to help children dissolve anxieties, build confidence, and learn to develop a balanced mindset. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button so you catch all the videos in the future. There's a lot of information out there about how to motivate children. But if you don't understand the vital secrets behind it, the key secrets behind human behavior and how it truly works, if you don't know that, you can get really frustrated trying lots of different ways, and plus your child will get frustrated as well because they will feel like you don't understand them. And that's what I'm going to help you in this video. There's going to be two essential things you need to learn. I'm going to share both those with you in this video. And also, as a special bonus at the end, stay with me to the end, I'm going to share a special bonus with you for you and your family. And I'll explain how to get that at the end. So let's look at the two essential things you must do if you're going to learn to motivate your child effectively and make your life that little bit easier. I said a moment ago that many children just don't feel understood. And there's a great saying, they don't do things when they understand what you're telling them. They do things when they feel like they are understood. And that's hugely different. And the way they feel understood is we as parents have to understand them. We have to realize they're different to us. They're not going to be interested in the same things as us. They're not going to behave like us. They're their own unique individual. And the reality is, they're not out there trying to be difficult. They're not out there trying to be awkward. It may feel that way, but that's not the truth. They don't wake up in the morning and think consciously, you know what, let's see what I can do to wind up mum or dad today. They don't do that, but they're different. They're their own unique self, and they're different to you. They have different interests, different things that motivate them. And as a result of that, that can be challenging because as a parent, we can look at them and think they're not motivated to do anything. But actually, if we learn to truly understand them, I'm going to show you the questions to ask to do that. If we can learn to truly understand them, then they feel understood as an individual. Communication is much easier, much better between the two of you. And you've got way more chance of motivating them to do some of the things you want them to do. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So observe the child. Observe your child. What do they have energy for? What do they actually talk about? Some of the times I know for teenagers think, oh, they don't talk. But actually, if you listen to them and you notice at times when they're in a gathering or they're on the phone, or if they share with you and they're messaging, or sometimes with you, what is it they open up and chat about? And go back to the energy. Energy shows up in many ways. Of course, there's a physical energy of being active. But for many kids, their energy is being able to do something for hours on end without breaking concentration. That might be a video game, might be watching a TV show, might be doing selfies themselves, might be doing something on social media. They can go for hours without losing focus. That's some energy. What do they love to learn about? What is it they want to know more about? That might be social media. They might know lots about how to navigate their way around social media platforms. What is it they show an interest in? You know, what is it you don't have to motivate them to go and do? What is it that actually, if you never interrupted their day, if they were home all day, you never interrupted them, what would they spend the majority of their hours doing? When you can see and spot that, you're beginning to recognize what's truly important to your child because they're drawn to it naturally. They're not having to be reminded to do it. And when you can spot those things, and again, go back to like the video game and things like that. Sometimes when we are labeling or criticizing our child for not being motivated, we don't think they're trying very hard to do things. But in a video game, for example, they might have gone through several levels in the last week or the last month, which means that they have pushed themselves. They've learned to get better at something. They've learned to develop a skill. They've learned to memorize better. They've learned to adapt their brain. All the things we probably really want them to do, they just happen to be doing it in something that we don't resonate with, something that doesn't make sense to us. But it doesn't mean to say they're not motivated and not developing the skills. So when you spot these things, now with an open mind, without judgment, speak to them about it. Go deeper with them. Find out what, hey, I'm curious. I'm really, really, really curious. Why do you love that so much? What is it about it? And I'm not going to judge. Tell them I'm not going to judge. Those days are over. It's the time for me to get to know you. Probably in the same way that maybe if you're, as a parent, you probably had times with your parent you felt, they just don't understand. They just don't know who I am. So as you delve deeper and get to know your child, they will begin to open up. Once they feel safe, that they're not going to be judged, they're not going to be criticized, they will start to open up and tell you more. Get more curious as they do that. Now you really begin to know what makes them tick. Then, when they feel understood, then you can have this sort of conversation. Say, hey, look, it's great what you love. It's great what you love doing, and I want to encourage that. But there are other things that also need to get done. Whether that be academic work, whether that be helping around the house, whether that be some part-time work, whatever it may be, there are other things that need doing as well. So what I want you to do now, and this is part number 2. Part number 2 is linking what it is they love doing to the thing that you as a parent believe they need to have more motivation around. So let's just take academic subjects for a moment, schoolwork. Once you know what it is they love doing, start to ask them, how does doing your schoolwork, and be specific, how does doing your maths or your English or your geography or whatever it is, how does doing that subject help you in the thing you love doing, the computer game? How does it help you? Now, initially they're going to go, hey, mum, dad, there is no connection. It doesn't help. But stay with that. And both of you work at it. You, your son, your daughter, maybe have others involved. Let's think of ways that actually by doing the academic subjects can actually help me in the thing I love doing. And I promise you, you will find connection, you'll find links. I've done it many, many times. So just take the time to try and look for that. The moment your child can see how doing other things like an academic subject is going to help them in what they love doing, then they're going to be more innately driven to do that. The motivation will become natural because it's going to help them in what they love doing. And let's face it, we're all different. We'll have different things we love. None of us have problems being motivated around what we want to do, what we love doing. Nobody has to remind us. We just do it. So in summary, number 1, be open. Realize your kids are going to be different to you. Almost certainly. They're going to have different things they love doing. Probably won't make any sense to you, but that doesn't make it right or wrong. So really get to know that. Ask the questions. Look at where they got energy. Look at what they talk about. Where are they disciplined? Where are they motivated? Where do they not have to be reminded to do things? What do they like to learn about? Observe all of that, and you'll start to see some things emerging. Then get curious. Get curious with them about why it is they love it, so they can open up even more, feel safe. Then they will feel understood. And when they feel understood, the communication will change forever. When it's like that, then you can link what it is you want them to be motivated to do with what they already love. And when they can see how one helps the other, when they can see that, then they'll be more motivated, inspired to do those other things they didn't used to love. So I hope that's been useful. Now let's get to the bonus as well. This subject I'm talking to you about is really a thing called values, and it's really understanding human behavior. And I learned a lot of this from a gentleman called Dr. John DeMartini. I did a very short 3-series video on values for families, and I'd like to give that to you for free. So I'm going to leave the links below. Please go to those links, follow them in order. They're short videos, and just follow them through. You'll watch them with your family. You'll find them incredibly useful. And a final thing as well, you'll see a link below as well for the Wise Bear Club. If you go and join that, you'll get some additional support information, free material, and some discounts which you may find valuable as well. So once again, my name is Scott Cranford from the Wise Bear Stories. Thank you very much for listening. Remember to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.